The winds carry whispers, not the howls of storms or the rumble of distant thunder, but the hush of things forgotten, ancient names buried in frost, shadows left behind by fading suns. Something stirs beneath the stillness. Welcome to a world poised on the edge of revelation and ruin. This is a land shaped by extremes, blinding deserts kissed by the sun, forests thick with forgotten paths, and frozen wastes where time itself seems to sleep. Somewhere, beneath it all, an ancient forest slumbers, bound by seals, remembered only in fragments, if at all. You've been drawn here, not by coincidence, but by echo. Echoes of lives that came before you, echoes of power, of choice, of fate. In this campaign, you'll explore a world where magic and memory intertwine, and the past may hold the key to the future. Factions move behind veils, from whispering cults to secret protectors. The elements are not just weather, but warnings. And where your choices can tip the scales of a balance long held in silence. Expect mystery, exploration, moral complexity. Expect ancient puzzles and frigid horrors. Expect secrets that reveal more than you wanted to know. The cold is watching, the sun is fading, but the silence, it is breaking. Welcome, adventurers, to Echoes in Silence. In twilight's glow and shadows deep, where ancient secrets wake from sleep, a land awaits where winds once cold have whispered tales both new and old. Beneath the sun by oceans wide, where whispered winds and shadows hide, a thread unravels slow and true, and binds the ones who've come to view. The frozen sleep a titan bound, in ice and fire lost to sound. The world will tremble, hearts will burn, for what has died shall soon return. The flame of sun, the frost of night, both cast their shadows, both claim the light. The echoes call, the winds will guide, the journey waits with truth beside. A guide in flame, her voice is clear. She calls the brave, the lost, the seer. Beware the frost, yet heed the flame, for both will rise and none the same. The paths ahead are veiled in dreams, where hope may flicker, then it gleams. Step forth, young souls, with hearts ablaze, and walk the ancient, shifting maze. In silence, echoes long unheard, awaken now to call the word. Echoes in silence, whispers call. The time has come to face it all. First show up here. So, three of the four of you have received a letter. And that letter,
Mm.
you should be able to see now.
Wait a second. Somebody wasn't invited.
Well, one of you has two of them.
That's extra special.
Wow. Got my merge mixed up. It's very special. So the letter that you received is simple. It just says, to the bearer of this letter, if you are reading this, you have been chosen. There's a task waiting, one that pays well, but demands much more. Seek the tavern in Seastrand. Arrive before sundown. Wait, listen. You will be contacted. And the seal on the note, the letter, is a red wax seal, but in the center of it is a golden sun. And it is also signed with that same sun.
Huh.
Uh, so you guys have traveled here from uh, the lands to the south on a ship, and you guys arrive in Seastrand about the time you got maybe 2, 3 hours before sundown. So the sun's sinking low in the sky. It's just not quite there yet. In the harbor, you see a great big light tower, uh, guiding ships, as it were. The air around you, it's very tropical, very, warm. You get the feeling that, it's warm most of the year. You can feel that the temperature is slowly getting colder as it starts to get a little darker. And uh yeah, you guys start to walk off the ship.
you, you guys walking off down, like, I would assume, like a gangplank.
Yeah.
You see a Haragon. He's wearing like a grayish blue parade jacket. It's got lots of medals on it. Some are homespun. Some look older than others, but they clink as he moves. And under his arm, he has a swagger stick that he keeps tucked there, holding on to it with his left hand. And he, with shoulders back and chest out, he starts to walk down the gangplank. Looking up, he kind of like squints at the sun for a moment. He's got kind of a whitish tan fur. He's kind of muscular, but still lithe. He has long ears. And he always has somewhat of a little bit of a smile on the edge of his lips. And he's looking around, and he adjusts his jacket a little bit. Bit of nip in the air, my boys. Let's get into town, see about this tavern. And then he continues to walk down the gangplank.
I poke the rabbit and I try to invite him to group.
He poked me, just turns around. He's like, I'm already in the group, sir.
Oh,
Laddie
Here.
Buck, you be careful with that poking stuff. I'm a
Sorry.
officer, you know.
I didn't see that in your name title.
Well, don't always like to show off the old officer things since I'm not in the patrol, as it were, but I'm Lance Jack, of course, you know.
Well,
Don't need the officer title everywhere.
understandable.
Where do you think I got these medals? He keeps walking.
I've got like 100 titles I don't use.
The third figure in this bunch is a fairly female figure seen through robes that tend to hug her figure fairly well. A glance beneath the hood shows greenish yellow scaly skin and yellow vertical slit eyes, and a fairly snake-like face that doesn't seem very humanly expressive. She has a bunch of pouches all over her belt and kind of gives a side eye to everything. But she seems interested in this concept of a tavern and will agree to follow.
okay. So you guys are moving on to the docks.
Mm-hmm.
Could I hold that thought?
Come on, champion of the old cold thingagummy. We must go to the tavern. What?
Okay. And as you guys move on to the dock, you hear a bubbling coming from the water. You can tell that something is stirring beneath the surface. And as you move on to the dock, you are greeted by screams and shouts as 3 sea creatures climb out of the water. They're on the dock, basically right in front of you, and they are looking at you very menacingly. And roll initiative, please.
Are they Murlocs? Are they Naga?
5. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Rolls are
Where's-
choice.
Are
Turn
we rolling
order.
from the character sheets, or do we open it up here on the map? I'm being stupid. I'm sorry.
You should be able to roll it from your character sheet, I believe.
Okay.
And that's 2 players that already got more decks than my hunter. That's
Yeah, it's right under your initiative.
Do you want me to roll now, or
You can wait
okay?
because your character hasn't been introduced yet.
Yet.
Why is that? You guys should be able to move yourselves where you need to go.
Wherever we came off at.
Yeah, you would have came off right about where near one of the boats. Pick a boat. How about that? Oops, not what I want. Right click.
So I walked off first, so I'll put myself up right there.
Okay.
But
There we go. Now I got to do.
God, they changed the character sheets. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore.
I like the newer sheet better. It's so much better.
It is a lot better, and now that it looks a lot more like Beyond sheets now.
Yeah. 6 minutes to
Okay.
get used to.
It did not. Oh,
That's me. If you guys right click
how'd
your
you do
character,
that?
if you right click your character, it has add turn. Click that so he doesn't have to write all our names in there.
Oh,
There we
I'm
go.
retarded.
Oh no, that's new. They
Oh.
changed that because that wasn't like that.
yeah. I don't ever remember right-clicking on anything to have options to do anything.
Like you can open your character sheet from your thing now, and that wasn't a thing.
Okay,
interesting.
it did the thing, but it did.
So
Okay,
you
hold
can
on. I got this. I got this.
Oh, we have animations now too, huh?
I forgot where the add turn thing was.
That's cool.
and I'm also a very squirrely DM, and I didn't implement all the neat stuff that Wolf has implemented.
Oh.
Oh, it added 2 because you were doing it. Sorry.
Oh,
Let's just
darn it!
break
I was
Let's just break it.
okay. Here, I cleared the list. I'll do it real quick.
Listen,
I found the add turn button. All right.
listen, laddie buck. I'm so fast, I get 2 turns.
All right. Add turn. Okay, now. 18 for him. Smo is wow.
That's the game.
15 for him. Okay, and I need GM roll.
Should have played Souse, and then I would have been slower than ever. This decks would have been
Okay,
horrible.
so this one is that. That one is that, and that one is that. All right. There we go. All right, and Rabbit, you're up.
I'm a hare. You better cook that rabbit stuff.
Uh, I couldn't
He's
help it.
dignified.
His hair a bit touchy.
Yes, but yeah, Lance Jack, it's your turn.
By me whiskers, it seems we've got a tussle. And he's gonna run up to the closest sea critter here. And he's gonna give him a martial melee attack for his action, and then bonus action, he's gonna use an unarmed strike.
Okay. Martial arts attack and unarmed strike.
Yeah, so I can do unarmed strike as a bonus action.
The first one does not hit. The second one does.
Okay. I do 3
Okay.
unarmed wounds. And he runs, he like, as soon as they seem threatening, he says what he said, and he runs up, and he just kind of does this bounding where you see him pull back, and he goes to swing with his first swing, like with his first hand, and when he misses, he immediately turns and uppercuts, like he almost like he faked it, and comes up and uppercuts into this creature. I rolled 2 2s for my critical damage.
Okay. Yeah, you the
2 1s.
the creature that you attacked is it's got kind of like a turtle like shell on its back. It's got claws like a crab, and it's got the body of an eel. Or the tail of an eel, I should say. Not the body. The body is the turtle. Tail is the eel, and it's got pincers like a crab. It's a creature that you don't remember seeing before, but you smack it pretty good in the, you said in the jaw.
Yeah, I kind of like go like I wind up when I come up. I do like a hop, skip, and try to punch. And when I miss with it, I use it as a fake, and I come up and jab, like kind of an uppercut. Yeah, kind of jab.
Okay. Yeah, and when you do that, you see it stagger just a little. And is there anything else?
He's just gonna look at the others and go. Sooner we finish this, the sooner we can get into some tuck at the tavern.
All right. And the creature that you just attacked. Here's what I wanted. Okay. After you get done swinging, it staggers a little bit, and then it's going to reach out and try to bite you. Clearly defending itself. All right, and it did that. So does a 23 hit?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Where's my page? Darn it. 1d6. Okay. Okay, you took 3 points of damage. And that is going to end its turn. And how do you pronounce that name? Siasir?
Siasir.
Siasir?
Mhm.
Okay, you are up.
That's how I'm going with it. I don't know my toolkit. Gonna move a little bit closer, keeping the rabbit between her and, I'm sorry, the hare between her and the abominations of whatever these are.
They're very much abominations. You can tell that they are not natural.
I wish she could get closer, but she can't. Okay. Just going to magic missile. Oh wow, it rolls all three separately. Interesting. I want to put one into this majig,
Okay.
2 into that majig.
Okay.
In that order, as they appear.
Goob, you'll have to help me out with that one. Magic missile, does it
It automatically hits.
automatic? Okay.
Yeah, it's magic
Making
missile
sure.
doesn't have a roll with it at all. It automatically hits.
Unless
Okay.
like they have a reaction to cast shield or something.
Yeah, or counterspell. Which I
Okay,
think this is too low level for that. So
Yeah. The first one that you did, it does hit it. It sort of zips around Lance Jack there as he's standing face to face with the creature. Fairly large creature. Not like big, but it's wide enough that you'd be able to hit it around the hair.
his ears comically move to avoid the magic missile. Like even if it's not even near him, like they duck
Oh my
away
God.
from its direction.
Oh my God, I'm having flashbacks to High School of the Dead. Anyways, it does hit the creature. You can see part of its shell come off. And now it is growling very menacingly. The second and third attack there, they're gonna fly at the creature, and you see a piece of the shell come off, and the second one smacks it directly in the face, and it falls over and is dead. And
That is all she can do.
okay.
Great seasons of salad and scones, my dear. That was a wonderful trick.
Oh, I applaud you.
I love it. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Smo, you were up.
Oh, it's me. I will shoot the middle one.
The middle one, that does not hit. So,
I cry.
so you pull back on your bow, release it, and the arrow, it hits the shell of this giant spiked crab-looking monstrosity, and it just kind of dinks off one of the spikes.
These guys
And
must be skull level. Never miss my shot.
all right, anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Okay.
Other than cry, but that's free action.
And it is going to move up towards the person that attacked it. And it's going to reach out with these giant pincers. And it is... You can tell that it is very, very angry at the death of one of its friends, as it were. But it is just growling menacingly and snapping its pincers together as it reaches out and tries to snap at you. And it reaches out with a claw and tries to latch onto you. Does that hit you?
14, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. I remember your AC now. Whoops. Okay. All right. You took 4 points of damage.
Ouch.
All right, and Lance check. You are up. This creature in front of you it's missing part of its shell. It's growling at you menacingly. You've got the other crab-like thing with huge spikes on it, latched onto Smo over there with one big pincer. What would you like to do?
He gets into his boxing stance and he's like, kind of pacing from foot to foot, like a boxer would. You can hear him like breathing. And first thing he does is he glances back because of the arrow whizzing by. He glances back at Smo and he goes, "I believe just a hair higher," and he winks at him. And then he goes, "I believe my great Aunt Biddy used to cook these up for us. A nice soup, you know. Ha ha!" And he goes to punch. And he does the same thing. So he'll do a martial attack and then the unarmed for the bonus.
Okay. All right, first one hits.
And he's like, and like, you know, does the breathing when he punches. So the first one, he puts everything. You can see like his arm, like his whole body tense up with the strike as he just gives it his all for the first one.
Okay, and with that, the creature in front of you recoils and flumps over. It is officially dead. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, he's good. He's still pacing back and forth and just like, now he's shadow boxing. Like, that he's beat it. He's like standing there shadow boxing in his little victory, his mini victory. But he's done.
All right. And Siasir, you are
Close
up.
enough.
I'm trying. That one's a difficult one. Too many
The snake
S's.
just kind of rolls her eyes at this hare's personality, way over the top, and takes another step closer. What is this a cone? Or is it single target? Toward a creature, yeah, okay. So it needs to DC 13 Constitution check.
Okay. Pull that up real quick. I'm not used to switching between so many
I'm making sure you get a workout today. 11. Seems not. Ah, much damage, much yay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh. And does the is it a poison that sticks with it or
No, it's just one time.
just one time? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You spray this poison towards the creature and it kind of lets out a long breath and snaps its claws back and forth. And it is now looking at you, and you notice that this creature seems to be getting bigger. Like it has clearly grown at least another foot in diameter. And it is growling at you like you just you poked a hornet's nest is what you did.
Piston and Sweeties. Okay. With that, she's going to take a step back this way.
Okay.
And that's it for her.
Alrighty. Smo, you are up.
This is just the last creature, is the one on me.
Yep. And it is
Punch
very
this.
angry. Oh, nice. Okay, yep, that definitely hits.
Strong.
Alright, and yeah, you take your fist, I'm assuming.
Hmm.
Was that a yes?
Yeah, punch him in the face.
Okay. You reach back, punch this crab-like creature in the face, and it recoils just a little bit, but it is now glaring at you. It gritting its teeth, or well, what would be teeth? Its jaw together, and growling like none other.
Bring it on.
Ugh, you
All
were
day.
just you were trying. This one is just singular. All right. So with that, it is very obviously focused on you.
Critical hit me. Do it. Finish
dare
me.
you.
Good shot, old bean. That was quite the boxing you've done over there. Look out, he's mad.
I'll take you on next.
Okay. So it is going to glare at you, and you see that in its mouth, it's starting to bubble like this dark, gooey liquid, and in a what seems like a flash, it sprays dark mucus all over in like a 10-foot radius. And the area is now heavily obscured. So it's very difficult to see where the creature is in that 10-foot area.
Well, that's not good.
And that will end its turn.
This creature must be a rogue. Pop smoke bomb.
All right, last check. There's a large mist of gooey ink substance covering where this creature was.
He's
What
going.
would you like to do?
Lance Jack is gonna assess the situation, still shadowboxing, and then he's like, seems time to implement our secret plan. And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a vial that says break in case of emergency, and he's gonna throw it at the monster.
Okay. Are you aiming to hit the monster?
I'm gonna
or-
hit the monster and try to break it right on the monster.
Okay. Give me a. Do I want athletics or do I want? What would you go with?
I mean, it can be athletics, or acrobatics is more like. Yeah, I mean, it could be either. I can roll
Give me a
whatever.
strength roll.
Just a straight strength roll.
Just a straight strength roll. At disadvantage.
That'd be a 7, Bob. If it was athletics, I would have had a +4.
Okay. Yeah, you chuck this vial toward the monster because it's all gooey and there's the ink cloud just in that 10-foot area. You can't really make out exactly where it is. So you launch and this vial kind of slips out of your hand just a little, and it lands just shy, smashing open right next to the creature. And
Nuclear bomb goes off.
you can see an ooze kind of erupts from the vial. Biz, would you like to introduce your character?
Pleasure. So this black thickening ooze just puddles at right where the bottle was broken at. For a moment, it undulates and coalesces into what could vaguely be assumed would be a humanoid form. But it finally takes form. It appears to be a hooded humanoid, monk-like, but slightly shorter than your average. 5 feet even. Four fingers on each hand. Large and sort of blunted. Its face almost appears to be made from the same material as the clothing that it now wears. Although the face is void of any specific features.
Okay. Is
That's
that all?
wild.
Double boop.
You
Uh,
check D&D General, that's what it looks like.
if you want to go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
Yes, forgetting something.
Goob's character through this.
Yes.
I gotta find some of those on the auction house.
The initiative roll go through?
No.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. That's my roll showing it. Wait, hold up. Oh, here we go.
Nice. Um. Okay. And um. Yeah. CS here. This vial has busted open on the dock, and it is your turn.
It's a 10-foot radius of oil slick.
It's kind of like an oil slick. It's
Or is it more like a fog cloud?
it's more like a fog cloud, an ink cloud, as it were.
Can you still see the creature through it, or no? Is it completely obscured?
It's not completely obscured, but it's very hard to see.
If it is not completely obscured, and she can in fact still see it. Ooh, where are my slots? Okay. I'm just going to try this tactic again. I'm going to take a step forward. Still just kind of remaining just on the edge of that cloud. It's going to have to make another DC 13.
Okay.
My bad.
You're good.
Hey, there we go. That's better. Wait, it didn't save.
Yeah, I haven't rolled it yet. I was.
This rolled something which I thought was a save.
I was having to remember what it would have hit anyway.
Okay. So yeah, nine poison damage that time.
All right, you spray your poison in the face of this giant crab, like object creature, and it is very visibly disturbed by the poison that it has been hit with. It seems to list just a little. And it is growling at the person that did it, but it also knows it is surrounded on two sides by fellow party members and going to be growling at the new vile creature that has spawned. And is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that is it for her.
All right, Smo, give it hell.
I'm gonna get naked.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wow.
Escalated quickly.
Armor's off, and that's up to you. If you want to make that the whole action, that could be that.
I would say it would take a whole action to take your armor off.
Yeah, understandable.
All right. So Mo gets naked next to this creature. It is solely focused on the unknown creature at the moment. It does kind of see you out of the side of its head, the little eye thing that's sticking up, kind of looks your way very disapprovingly. All right, And is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Pants around my ankle.
Oh Lord. Only Smo. Uh,
These snake lips could whistle.
now, did you go full nude or you strip down to your skivvies?
I mean, yeah, I guess we'll just keep the skivvies on.
Okay, keep
Oh,
it a
that's less
PG.
impressive.
I like it. Okay.
He's
Gotta
stripped
still,
down to his beefy Hanes.
still got to be World of Warcraft
Well,
related.
Uh, so this crab has kind of noticed the uh Smo's strange dance, and he's more focused on the goo creature that has appeared next to him, and he will reach out with a pincer and try to hit you, or try to grab you with the pincer.
I distracted him.
You very much did. All right, and so he's very distracted by Smo standing next to him, and he reaches out with a pincer, and just barely misses creature, and that will be the end of his turn. All right, Biz.
showtime. So the creature, not really knowing what or where it is, quickly assesses the largest threat in front of it and attacks the crab. It extends an arm, but it almost turns into something else that you can't quite make out from the sleeve.
Okay,
Hello.
and
Uh-huh. Oh,
pretty sure that
Does it
does
hit?
not hit.
Ouch. Well, that's the end of
Okay.
my turn, folks.
You swing out and try to attack the spiked crab, and you because it's still very gooey in the area, you kind of slip just a little and just barely miss it. All right. And is there anything else you would like to do?
Is this creature focused on me or him?
It is very much focused on you right now.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna end it there.
Okay. And Lance check.
All
I don't know
right.
if it's
Lance Jack, um, he stops shadow boxing over the dead body of the creature that he killed, and he casually makes his way over, um, at a speedy pace. Just they're in combat. He's gonna come help, but he comes over and like starts bobbing and weaving, and he comes up, and he gives like just a quick like salute toward Viss's character, and gives him a wink and a smile, and then he'll go to do the double hit again. He's going to give the martial arts attack on the arm. So he's going to make a big boxing punch at it, and then follow up with the opposite hand.
Okay, roll damage on both. All right. Would you like to describe how this creature dies?
He comes up and it's distracted, so he how is big is it in relation to me? Is he like fairly like big size, or because I'm about 6 foot tall, especially if you count my ears.
You said you're about 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
This creature, while it's not super tall, its tallest spike on its shell probably stands about 5 feet. But since it grew, it was originally about 3 feet wide and 3 feet tall. Since it grew, it is 5 feet by 5 feet, roughly. So it's fairly large.
Okay. For the martial arts attack, I'm gonna have Lance Jack actually kick out with his feet, both of his big back hind legs, his powerful back legs, and he's gonna kick out to just obliterate this thing from behind. And then for my own entertainment, he's gonna take his hands, he's gonna slap both cheeks of his face. Both of his cheeks on his face, and then he's gonna jump up and he's gonna pile drive it to finish it off.
Okay. And yeah, the creature slumps over dead on the dock.
Does its ice oily fog cloud remain?
No, but there is a black goo on the dock. The cloud itself is gone.
Did it get into our clothes or anything?
Do what?
If it was like a fog and cloud, did it get into our clothes?
I would say maybe a little.
After Lance Jack just did a pile driver, he realizes that he's got that inky stuff all over his parade jacket, which he did not take off. And he goes, fangs and flipping fur balls. I got it all over my parade jacket. It's going to take forever to get this out. What? And he's taking his jacket off, and he's going to walk over and pick up his swagger stick that was laying on the ground where he initially had ran at the creatures from. And he's mumbling, irritated at himself about potentially ruining his parade jacket.
Okay.
Saskia attempts to wipe off what little oil she can, realizes it's kind of pointless, just shrugs, and looks at this new goo thing. Not sure what to make of it.
Okay. And as you fell this creature, you hear kind of from the deck of the ship that is parked there in the harbor on the very south end. You hear the captain yell, I just closed the darn thing. Okay, you hear the captain yell, they weren't in the nets when we pulled them up. Something's wrong with the water out there. It's colder than it should be. And the cold mist clings to the edges of the dock. Something deeper stirs beneath Seastrand's calm shores. And the captain is going to walk down the gangplank of the ship that he is on and approach you guys with a box. Thanks for taking care of the light work, lads. Could I offer you a prize, if you will?
Lance Jack, after he's got his swagger stick and he's like way further back, but you can hear him audibly go, oh, marvelous. Let's just stand back while Doom crashes in and hide on our boat, shall we? He's got his hands on his hips, his swagger stick in his hand is quivering. He's visibly angry that this dude just hid through the whole combat.
Oh, you'll have to forgive my late arrival. My subordinates were not very willing to aid either. He looks very visibly irritated, glancing over his shoulder at the boat.
I'm used to it. NPCs not helping out.
In the back, the snake's just like, we had it easily enough.
Okay, so Captain's just standing there holding this box.
Lance Jacken's gonna go up, and he's gonna take the box because he said it was a reward. He's like, imagine
Right.
Ballywell old crew hiding away when there's work to be done out here on the dock. What do you got here? A fine kettle of scones turned to mush, and he goes to open it.
Okay. Yeah, you open it up, and inside you are going to find. Give me a second here. Loot. Go ahead and roll 4d8s for me.
Do you want me to re-roll one of those two?
Yeah, re-roll one of them. Would you stop rolling twos?
There we go. Nope, I got a 6 as well. There we go. Oh.
4. Okay. So 2, 6, 5, and 4. All right. Okay. In the box, you notice a what appears to be a healing potion. And it's marked with the rune of an apothecary. You're not quite sure where it's from. And you also find in the box a coiled harpoon cord. 50 foot with grappling uses. Can anchor small boats or trip enemies. Seems to be very handy. I don't know why I just read that like it was, a thing. And oh, give me a 1d4. 1. Okay. You also see inside the box a vial of what appears to be some faintly glowing blue goo. It looks like it could be handy in dark situations. And what was the other roll? 5. The other thing that you find is a small waterproof ledger. Being waterproof, you can tell that it's slightly water damaged. You can't tell how long it's been in the water. But it is definitely readable. And it mentions a list of shipments. and you can divide that amongst yourselves how you wish.
He's gonna Lance Jack, since he's holding the box, he's gonna set the box down. He's gonna pick up the ledger and he's gonna start inspecting it. And before he does that, he was like, "There's some goo for the goo in there. If he would like it, what?" And then he looks at the ledger.
Oh, I love your character. It's hilarious. Just because I've seen the movie Redwall and read the books.
They're actually my second favorite creature in the books, but they're like my number one for like this kind of play because they're over the top all the time.
Okay, and you said you set the box down on the dock.
Yeah, I kind of let them pick whatever they want out of it, but the ledger interests me. It's piqued my attention and triggered kind of like, ooh, what's this? Like kind of thing, looking over it. And after we get through this, he also wants to take a look at the creatures. He just hasn't got to that yet because the guy came walking out.
Okay.
She'll inspect the items in the box, particularly interested in this apparently magical glowing goo.
Yeah, it's a kind of magical.
It doesn't have a label
Oh, what? Sorry.
on it or anything? Does it have a
I'm sorry.
label on it or anything?
It does not have a label. It is just a vial of faintly glowing blue goo.
If no one protests, I will hold on to this.
I'll have at it, Miguel. Whatever you would like from the Baliol box.
If that gives you a quest, can I have some? Can you share it?
To let us identify, not entirely safe.
Anyone else?
I mean, I'll go look in the chest. Did you list off all the items already?
The things left in the chest are a coiled harpoon cord and a minor healing potion.
I mean, I'll take the cool thing then, the harpoon cord.
Okay.
Is there any how intact is the bottle that was broken?
I would say the metal parts of it are still fully intact. It's just the glass that shattered.
So the ooze goes over to collect what was left of seemingly its home for the longest time. It picks up what's left of it and it just stares at it. And eventually it just absorbs the metal into its sleeve.
I asked the rabbit about this goo guy, and I'm just like, is this a trinket or something? Like, what is this?
He looks over, comically looks over the top of this ledger that he's looking at you. He's like, don't know, just found it on the ship. They said I could have it. And it said in case of emergency break glass, so I figured it'd be useful. What?
This is the best expansion ever.
Oh my god. You're gonna kill me.
He
Ugh.
he looks down at the ledger and then looks back over the ledger at you and goes, "I was actually kind of hoping it was a pudding, my boy." And then goes back to it.
Are you looking for anything specific in that ledger?
To see if there's anything odd, or maybe because this captain, he's got a lot of like questions going on because the captain referred to his crew, but we haven't seen any crew. So it's like, what was he shipping that the crew is kind of either snuck away or they're not present, as well as it's kind of odd that he comes out right after these monsters came out of the water. So he's trying to see if there's like an association in the list or if it's just a random list. Anything that stands out is like that might bridge the gap, like bridge the questions.
Give me an investigation roll.
The old investigation. Well,
Okay, in the ledger, you're scrolling through, and as you're scrolling
oh,
through,
that's insight. Sorry, I clicked insight.
Did you really?
Yeah, investigation. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Got my eyes mixed
Okay.
up.
Okay, you're scrolling through this ledger, looking, trying to find something. Most of it seems pretty straightforward. But you do notice an odd number of shipments that are for 1EB. And they are located in Seastrand. Like the ledger will
EB
say.
as in Echo
EB.
Bravo.
Yep.
Okay.
Other than that, everything looks fairly straightforward.
Seems like a lot of shipments for old Ebb here. Should probably figure out who Ebb is. And he like folds up the ledger and sticks it in his pocket.
Okay.
He he goes over to Dio's character. I'll get the names eventually. But he goes over to Dio's character and he actually takes her arm and goes, "So much pudding going on around here. It's got my old belly of rolling. I believe it's time to go have a scoff at the tavern. Let us go." And he like basically pulls her along toward in the direction he thinks the tavern is.
He is receiving a very snake is about to bite look. And she like makes it the same action that she did when she had the oil on her sleeve. She makes the same action towards his hand, but doesn't actually touch him.
He totally either oblivious or ignores any kind of a look. He is now on like a long conversation that you don't even have to participate in, where he's talking about, "My great aunt Biddy used to make a great pudding, a forest pudding, and we had it every winter," and he just on and on.
And she's being dragged along because she doesn't have the physical power to resist.
Okay. Smo, Biz, are you guys going with them, or you gonna stay behind? Or
Yeah,
The ooze, not really knowing what's going on, just follows in silence,
Okay.
walks along.
Okay, as you make your way into town, town. You notice that the city is very bustling and very, busy looking city, port city. The sun is starting to set, and I forgot it. Put the tavern and apothecary on there. Oh well. So you make your way into town. Do you just try to go to the tavern normally, or?
We try to work our way to tavern, or I try to work my way to the tavern. If this isn't somewhere that I've been before, eventually, being unsuccessful in finding it, I would stop some random person and be like, "Where can we go to get some ballywell old scoff, my dear boy?"
Okay. Yeah, you see a random stranger NPC. Wow. Good lord. See a random stranger, just kind of walking along, uh, kind of minding his own business, uh, and he looks at you with a very quizzical look and looks at the uh, snake-like creature person next to you, and just kind of points towards the general direction. Says you go down that road, and you just go down that road, make a left, and it'll be right in front of you. And he turns and kind of shambles on, a little more hurriedly than he normally is, or originally was. Sorry.
He he watches after the little bit of advice and watching him go, and then in watching notices the discomfort of his forced companion walking down the street, and he pats the back of her hand and the arm that he's got a hold of. He pats the back of the hand and lets her go, and he's like, "Well, just follow the valley smell of bread cooking in the ovens, I guess," and he starts walking in that direction.
Once released, she straightens her her robe and sleeves to, be exact, perfect, and everything. It just gives a little bit of a shudder and then just follows. Making sure that the other two are in tow, and still not sure what to think about this goo. She attempts to engage it in conversation and asks, "Do you have the name?" Because nothing has seemed to address this thing yet.
The goo, nothing changes. It just continues to glow.
Not that goo. The
the
goo
goo.
The goo.
I'm like,
Oh,
there's too many goos going on here.
A lot of goo.
not a goo. I'm an ooze.
Okay.
The
Or a
goo.
pudding.
Heresy. Anyway, the ooze just looks at you for a moment. What you could assume would be looking at you. And then it just literally just stops dead and steps right in front of you. Tilts its head to the side just quizzically for a moment as it slowly reaches up one hand and just boop you on the nose.
Which actually kind of sticks out from her hood. So she just kind of pulls her hood over her face a little bit and backs out. Like, don't touch, please.
And then it literally almost parrots in your voice the exact same question.
The question of not touching or the name.
The name. No, they actually said this in your voice.
Yeah, she takes a moment and considers this and responds, "Sia, what is your name?"
For a moment, it just you look into its face and you see your reflection as it just undulates for a moment. And then just starts walking off again.
How come you guys don't have nameplates over you?
Yeah, how come you don't have a nameplate over you?
Wait, what?
It also does the same thing to Smo's character, just boots him in the exact same manner.
He has a stick with a sign with his nameplate above his head.
Oh my god. I love that image.
You can always find him in a crowd.
It's got Monty Python and the Holy Grail vibes with the coconuts.
It does. With the assault of the poke and the not getting a response, she very actively follows the hare.
All right, and you guys make your way down this road, and as you make your way down to the road, you come upon where the road widens, kind of into a sort of a merchant area. You see sellers packing up for the day, and just beyond it, you can see the sign for a tavern, and the sign reads "Rusty Spoon."
Lance Jack's ears start to waggle and vibrate, and he's like, I'm getting a feeling that it's close by.
Ever gave you that idea?
Call it a sign.
For a brief moment, she looks as if surprised and then just disappointed. Or what you think might be disappointed on the snake's face. She'll kind of head that way. Towards the
Make a loud
west
whistle.
spin.
A whistle, but no pet comes.
That is a sad life. Spend your whole action to summon your pet.
Secretly, Lance Jack feels compelled to run to you.
Okay, and all right, you guys make your way to the tavern. From the outside, looks very standard tavern-esque, and as you walk in, you notice that it is a very busy tavern. I have a feeling I'm gonna need to do the thing.
It is all black for us.
Yeah.
Area. Or if it's set for lighting, should you put the token out for us to?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
He's like, give him a minute.
I say, bad table manners. Someone's turned the lights out.
Oh my gosh. Did that not do anything? What happened?
I don't see anything. Still black.
Turn that down a bit. This is a bit loud. Why is it not? Oh. You know what? We're gonna do it this way. You try to do something nice. There. Did you see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Beware, Moon Guide.
Smo, you're gonna give me an aneurysm. Oh, okay.
Those are upstanding ladies trying to make their way through a harsh world. Okay.
World of Warcraft is not a harsh world. They had it made.
well,
Every year they burn everyone's houses down. What are you talking about?
It's fine.
From what I've seen, it's quite hostile.
It's
Very.
fine. Overreacting.
Why?
This house would have
Okay.
blown up at that comment. He's like, you know where I've been?
You
Uh,
as you guys make your way in, you notice that it's a very busy tavern. I know looks can be deceiving. I didn't put a bunch of NPCs in there, but they're there. There's a bunch of people crowded around the bar. You can see a bartender and what appears to be a waitress working very diligently. And there is one open table. It would be back here in the back.
Where do we enter from?
That
Okay.
door.
so Lance Jack is as soon as he walks in, he sees the barmaid. He's immediately gonna sashay over and with batting his eyes and leaning in closer in a very trying to be very charming. He says, "What's a poor starving young hare have to do for a bit of a scoff around here?"
You'll have to talk to my husband over there at the bar.
His ears go rigid when she yells.
Well, she's yelling kind of over the clatter of the patrons at the bar as she hurriedly goes to serve her drinks that she is carrying.
He on that information, he walks over to her husband at the bar and he goes, listen, old chap, if I don't get a proper snack and a nap, I swear I'll defect to the vermin side. Peace and quiet."
He looks at you, kind of. He's kind of, you can tell he's worn down, even though the night's kind of new, and fresh, and says, "Have a seat, and I'll bring you some menus here."
Oh, okay. Yep, we'll go get seated. Just a quick question. Do you have some pudding for our pudding? His
I'm sorry, did
ears
you say
his ears
pudding?
waggle when he asks it. Yes,
While he's accosting the bartender, Sia just enters and, finding the only open table, puts herself over there.
Okay. And what would be this pudding?
Oh, our black pudding over there. And he points at the thing that he released from the vial.
He'll look over at business character, take note of said creature, look back at Lance Jack and go, as your friend there, how you got the covered?
What?
You're covered in
Oh,
like a black goo.
I've got it, the black goo on me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I mean, you were standing there.
he's got his parade jacket over his arm. His the opposite arm. And he's like, speaking of such, and yes, he was a bit of a mess. My parade jacket's gotten quite dirty. Do you have a laundromat around, or someone who might assist me in detergenting it?
Put Put it over on the rack with the others, and I'll have my wife do it when she does the laundry for the inn.
Oh, good man. Thank you. What do I owe you? And be sure to be careful with the medals. I'll have to count them afterwards to make sure that they've all come through.
For the laundry, 5 copper pieces.
Ah, fair enough wages for a fair enough job. He stacks them up. Thanks again, old bean. I'll be at the table. Let's see. Is there an easy way to convert money on here? I have to do it in my head.
It's what is it, 100 gold or 100 silver or 100 copper to a silver, 100 silver to a copper or a gold.
Yeah, I believe it's 100 that converts to each. I just typed that. So it would be 95. You said 5, right?
Is that right? Yeah, 5.
So I'd have 1 less gold. I had 99 silver and then 5.
95 copper.
95 copper. Okay. A lot of money change going on at this particular moment. But
I thought about that. You didn't pick up your armor, did you?
I mean,
he
for the sake of brevity, we'll say that he at least bent down and picked it up and carried it with him as he walked naked through the streets.
Yeah, I've got it
Isn't
with
it
me.
Lance Jack goes back, sits down on the table, and goes quiet while he waits there at the table for a menu. He does clear his throat when he walks by Smo, who is naked. He's like, and then goes and sits down.
You sick or something?
Is it just like shorts, or is it like a onesie kind of a thing?
Let's say like just boxer brief.
God.
Oh, good night. And in the background, you notice the barkeep has grabbed 4 menus and has walked over to the table and is setting them down, and he looks very distastefully at Smo. He says, "Normally, I'm not too fussed with what people wear when they come in, but I would ask that they wear something."
I guess I got to build up my reputation with these people. I stay naked, or at least in my underwear.
He gives you a glare as he walks back towards the bar, and shortly after, his wife comes up. Is there anything I can get for you today?
What is on the menu?
Your menu includes. I know I opened it. Did I not open it? Why am I such a terrible DM? That's the question I have to ask.
You're not. Sometimes you gotta pull stuff up, and it takes practice. It takes time.
I know it's around here somewhere. Oh my goodness. Tavern. Where did it go? Okay, I've got that. Okay. Something happened to. Oh, that would be why. Okay. I found it. I put it in the wrong folder. That's why it didn't get open. Okay. On the menu today, we have salt crust shark steak. It's a grilled shark fillet crusted in sea salt and herbs. Dockhand's delight stew, and a clamfire chowder.
Which one gives the most health?
Oh god.
She kind of looks at you. Says, I'm not sure what you mean.
I mean, when you eat it for at least 10 seconds, you should get a buff called well fed, and you get health back. Which one gives the most health back?
She's gonna look at you and go, I don't know about all that, but I would probably recommend the stew. It's a hearty stew with smoked fish, potatoes, and river greens. Sure to help whatever ails you.
I just look at the group and shrug my shoulders. I'm like, I don't know.
With
Take
this,
this.
All right, one salt crust shark steak.
Lance Jack, who is buried in the menu, puts it down, looks at the maid, and says, "If it's edible, it's eligible, my dear server. I'll take one of everything. What?"
All right, one a salt crust shark steak, a dockhand's delight stew, and a clamfire chowder. All right, and what about you, hon? And she looks at the black goo creature.
He just sort of again cocks his head for a moment and just extends an arm over the table and then even boops Jack and literally repeats the same thing he requested in his voice.
That's quite the talent you have. Uh, sure, we can get you one of everything as well. All right. And did you want the stew or did you want something else? And she looks at Smo.
Yeah, I guess stew's fine.
All right. I got 3 Dockhand Delight stew, 3 salt crushed shark steaks, and 2 Empire chowders. Would you like anything to drink with those?
Could you give me a flagon of your best October ale?
We do not have an October ale, but we do have a whispering ale.
Oh, maybe it'll whisper something sweet to me. I'll have that.
All right. And for the rest of you?
Good sound.
Coke or Pepsi?
And what did you say, Dio?
A stout.
A stout? Sure, we have an abyssal stout just for you. And I'm not sure I've ever heard of a Coke or Pepsi.
Could have swore he's gonna
Uh,
ask for a Mountain Dew Code Red.
oh,
I mean, I don't really use any mana, so I don't need any drinks.
Oh my god. Okay. And what about you, sir? Ma'am, sir? And she's going to point towards Biz.
Wait, didn't I already answer?
Did you? The drink?
Oh. You just a pizza stout in the
Okay.
snake's voice.
2 Abyssal Stouts and a Whispering Ale coming right up. She kind of half jogs back towards the bar. Right. And she's going to come trotting back, drinks in hand this time. She'll hand out the Whispering Ale to Lance Jack and the Abyssal Stouts to Saya and Biz. All right, and it'll be just a minute on the food. And she trots back.
Lance Jack quaffs it. He just goes for it.
Sounds a little more cautious.
Usually I just get all this stuff instantly. This is a really weird inn.
Oh, Smo, you were gonna break me, I swear. Okay. Yeah. So you're
Now, question as player. On the
Yes.
ship upon arriving, did we
Yes.
know we each received a letter? Or have we not discussed that?
I don't know, do you?
I
Smo,
know that I have an extra one, and we have an extra party member. So he would make the assumption that the letter was for this extra person or thing that's appeared. So he's gonna take the extra letter and slide it across the table to who he has associated with the name Puddin now. He slides it across.
He it just takes the letter for a moment and then literally just waves its hand over the ink and the ink just sort of vanishes into its hand.
Lance Jack lets out like a small laugh, and he's like, observing through osmosis, old boy. Wish I could do that.
What?
He just repeats what you said. Your voice again.
What a fine old warbling voice you have there. Sounds familiar.
Are you like a new class or something?
Beat your faces. See, I was still looking at Puddin. Not entirely sure it's sentence.
Hearing that, it just undulates aggressively.
Okay, apologize.
How do I unlock you?
I think I've seen something about this once. There's something about flubber.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
god.
We must see if he bounces.
My
my god. As you guys are chatting, the waitress walks up to the table and she is carrying 2 gigantic server trays full of food. Oh my god. And she lays it out on the table very expertly and uh hands everything over. And she also slides you a key to a room. And she'll say
Just a
that,
single key.
that well, one for each of you. But it all goes to the same room, so
Lance Jack very dramatically puts one paw on his forehead and looks up into the air, and he puts his hand out to the rest of the party and he goes, "Quick now, get a fork in me paw before I faint from joy."
I stab him with a fork.
okay.
He goes, "Ouch!" And he brings his paw back and he's like looking at you, and his ears have gone completely rigid, and he looks at you. And that's it. I'm canceling heroics for the day. Pack it up, what?
At the giant gestures this hair is making, Sia just kind of like recoils, not to get touched again. And then puts like 2 fingers against both temples and just shakes her head and kind of like bows her head a little bit, like, I can't come here.
Out of the corner of your eye, you actually see for just a moment what appears to be 2 large ears forming out of the hood that this creature has on his head. They're almost roughly identical to your own.
After her brief moment of self-sympathy, self-pity, Sia looks up at the tavern lady. Don't want to color our whinge at this point, but tavern lady, and says, "How much are the rooms going to cost us?"
Actually, your room has already been paid for. And she shuffles off back to the hurriedly shuffles off back to the behind the bar, grabbing another tray of food.
When
Go ahead.
when Smo calls him a silly rabbit, he's going to slam his fist on the table, stand up, and he goes, "Rabbit? Rabbit? I'll have you know, sir, I've descended from a long line of honor-bound hares. Dash it all, I've got more class in one ear than a rabbit's got in his whole wiggly self."
Oh, yeah? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Just one brother. Just one brother. He sits down, his ears still rigid. He's glaring at you as he starts to shovel food down.
Alright, you got me there.
And where are each of you sitting? I know where Sai's sitting.
I was just about to ask, where are tokens at?
You can throw them on the map. That's what I did.
Oh,
I
there we
tried
go.
that, and it,
And you have to drag the name, not the actual.
Open the
Wait,
door.
how do you drag
I'm
it
trapped.
off the map?
it should be open.
I was like, oh my god, I can't get out.
Wait, that actually works?
Yeah.
Where? How do you?
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. That's neat. Go to your compendium for your characters, whatever it is, journal, and drag the name onto the actual table.
The fuck's the journal?
Third one on the right. Or third one from the left, sorry.
Just drag the name.
Yeah.
Oh,
name,
okay.
not the picture.
That's cool. I gotta go to the bloody door. Oh,
You
that's
got
so
yourself
cool.
locked in the room.
Actually, now that your characters are on the page, it should work. There you go.
Oh, the lighting. Yeah.
I
Okay,
tried
that's cool.
dragging. I tried dragging your characters on there earlier, and it didn't work. I don't know why.
Sia pulls her letter out of her pack. It's kind of it's folded up, but the seal is still on top, and kind of puts it for show. And I suppose the room is about.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I suppose the room is about these
Oh,
with the letter.
okay. Lance check from where you're sitting, you can see out the you kind of notice out the window by the door that outside there seems to be a commotion going. People are running by uh very hurriedly. Uh look like they're kind of in a panic. Of course, you notice this between mouthfuls.
Yeah, he's like, hump, hump, and he's just shoving like soup, shoving soup in his mouth. You know, it's too hot at first, so you see him panic as he shoves it in his mouth, and then it cools off, and he starts to eat some more. And
With the old
and
hush, hush, hush.
he
Hey,
says
Ryu.
he says out loud,
Ryu.
"Tell that racket to
Wanna
keep
help me
it
ride a
down. I'm trying to eat my
body?
6th helping of
Put
peace."
it over there.
Okay. And you notice that people are just continually moving what you would appear deeper into town. You do notice that the barmaid is taking an interest in what's going on outside.
Well, Lance Jack, after I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
After continuing to scoff and he's looking around, seeing her concern, he'll go, "Ah, sounds like a scrap of brewing. Warm up the old knuckles, lad." And he thumps his fists together and he stands up.
Have we not had enough emergency for one day?
Okay, you stand up and are you going to move towards the commotion?
Yeah, as he'll start there, but as he slides past Smo, he leans and whispers, "There's XP to be had outside," and then he keeps walking.
Wait, are these guys actually breaking the fourth wall?
I mean, Smo is definitely breaking a fourth wall, maybe a fifth wall, sixth. I don't know at this point.
You could assume as much
Glass
time.
ceiling.
Lance Jack and Smo have spent plenty of time around each other coming from the south, and so he's heard a lot of World of Warcraft like reference, So he's purposely trying to rile Smo up as he walks by, talking about XP. So technically, he's not breaking the fourth wall, but he's also breaking the fourth wall.
Mhm.
You should be max
Clever
level.
girl.
It's a new expansion. No one's max level.
Oh man, this expansion's weird. Why can't I use anything? Where's my pets?
With the rabbit taking interest, Sia at least eats one bite of steak. Of shark. Delicious shark. And gets up from the table, dusts herself off with absolutely nothing yet, and kind of starts making her way to the window to look at what's going on.
Okay.
Ah, I'm underneath the ooze. Not okay.
I finally put my armor
Let's
back
not turn this into a hentai.
I'd really prefer not.
Oh God.
Oozes and tentacles have never been my thing.
Fine, I'll bust out the whips and chains.
A little more tangible.
As you guys approach the windows, you notice that some guards are now running down the street towards the center of town. Very
Is that the
hurriedly.
direction it came from or not?
No, it's more towards the northern part of town. You guys would have came in from the southern part.
Lance
Not where
Jack,
we came from. Not a problem.
Lance Jack looks at it and he's like, he sees the guards and he's like, seems the local authorities have it under control. Let's finish our scoff, eh? And then he starts to walk back to the table.
Okay.
See, at this point, the ooze is just gliding across the floor without even moving its legs.
It's not how it's supposed to work. She agrees. Not their problem. She's gonna eat. At the very least, she wants to eat.
Okay.
Not re-
It
at
literally
this point, he just
takes another 30 seconds and he's down to everything.
the ooze just grabs the plate and just sticks it inside of his head and then pulls it out clean.
Oh my God. That image. Oh Lord.
You're welcome.
Okay. Uh, you see some folks come in the door from outside, and you can hear that they're talking about uh something. What you would hear is, did you hear they found a body? Yeah, I heard it. I heard it was the apothecary owner, Etch, I believe is his name, Etch Barrow. Oh yeah, yeah. You couldn't trust his potions though. They weren't. They weren't that good. And they continue talking as they make their way up to the bar.
Lance Jack's
Unless you're
like,
talking about the... Oh, you're fine.
sounds like there's some problem with old Etch. What's it?
EB.
Ooh. He nudges Smo, and he's like, "Think it has something to do with the old Eb fella from the manifest?" And he pulls out the paper out of his pocket and puts it on the table for everyone to access.
You mean the alchemist?
With the ledger in view and within reach, Sia's going to reach for it and actually thumb through it to see if she can see any like particular objects or things of interest on that ledger.
Just looking for anything that sticks out, or
Yeah, like what type of things this individual EB, whoever they may be, has been ordering.
give me an investigation check.
Wow.
Mine was bad too on it. This thing is cursed.
Yeah, but yours was an insight check.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then you roll a good investigation afterwards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cheat.
You don't really notice anything that jumps out at you. Just the initials EB appear more and more frequently as the ledger goes on, and the back half of the ledger appears to be faded, like damaged by the water, even though it's waterproof.
I don't see the point of this ledger. Why is it of interest?
Well, obviously it's the EB or Ib, whoever he might be.
I don't see anything nefarious or interesting in that matter.
And Landshack, you've noticed that the waitress has come over to collect your plates. And as she's collecting your plates, she happens to notice the notebook and sees that you sees that EB is written on the pages multiple times. She can tell that it's a ledger. Uh, she's going to look at you and say, "Dealing with that sketchy apothecary owner, are you?"
Lance Jack's ears perk up, and he gathers up his plates and very carefully hands them to her. Um, and then he's like, "Oh, we were just trying to figure out where all these orders were going and what they were about with old Ib."
Well, not sure what they're about, but the only one in this town that I know with the initials EB are Etch Barrow, and is that someone you would want to be caught around? If you catch my drift. Shady dealings going on inside that apothecary. Said he sold healing potions, but always seemed that any healing potions only made people sicker.
Sia points to the two individuals that just walked in, just on a passing gesture. Didn't they just say that he was found dead?
Well, if he was, then probably a good thing. She
Then it's
carries
not a
on doing
concern.
carries on doing what she came over to do, collecting the plates.
Sia's still notably eating. She cuts a small piece at a time and doesn't even bother to chew. She just swallows. But she's kind of delicate about it.
Well, I mean,
My plate
she's
is mysteriously clean.
Imagine.
Okay, so she collects land checks plates and hurries off back to the bar. And as you sit and wait, you notice a bright flutter come in through the door. It appears to be a palm-sized moth. Uh, it looks like it is glowing. And to give you an idea what it looks like, bam.
Oh, it's so fluffy.
So cute.
That is the moth that has fluttered through the door, and you notice it takes a keen interest in your group and flutters over to you and lands on Saya. Or Smo. He's gonna land on your shoulder.
I knew it. I used Tame Beast.
It will look at you rather quizzically. And each of you, in your mind, you hear the sound of a female voice. And she says, "Adventurers, it is so nice of you to answer the letter that I sent. Did you make it here all right?"
Lance Jack is kind of speechless. He's very his purr seems to stand up on end with the whole like voice thing going on, and this moth coming in. So he is uncharacteristically quiet at the moment, and he's kind of staring in distrust and a little bit of shock.
All right.
Just waiting for Smo to finish typing.
Ugh.
Lance Jack wordlessly hands you his swagger stick to use as a taming rod.
Oh my god.
I hold it out.
This is gonna end badly.
You'll. I'm sorry. What, Biz?
Bathroom.
Didn't realize it got louder. There we go. Did he say bathroom?
Yeah.
It did.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
can hear us.
I'm sorry.
He can hear us.
Okay. So in your mind, you hear the female voice talk again. She says, "I would appreciate it if you wouldn't try to tame my familiar. He is quite precious to me."
I cast Animal Friendship. Probably do nothing because it's a familiar. But
Let's see, a DC 9 wisdom save. And that would be, oh man. Okay. Yeah, you notice that your animal friendship does not really take to this moth. It's more focused on doing what it was told to do.
Goob's character's name is Jack, right?
Lance Jack, yeah.
Lance Jack. I look over at Lance Jack and I'm like, because it's a bug. It's giving me issues.
Seems to be bugging all of us. What?
Sia actually answers the question. We seem to be in one piece. Actually looks at the rest of the companions, not really sure what to think of any of them. They don't sound entirely sane.
You do look a little beat up, from what I can tell. I have prepared a room for you at the inn. Please make use of any items you find in there. And perhaps we could move to a quieter place to discuss what I brought you here for.
It really would be a shame to miss dessert, you know. Garçon! He snaps his fingers at the maid.
Oh. The waitress would hurry over the table. Could I get you another drink?
No, thank you. I would like another mouthful of dessert, if you have any.
Sorry, we do not serve dessert here.
No dessert? That's not a meal, it's a tragedy with gravy.
Oh, would you like some gravy?
Ah, what's next? No supper? No sunrise? No civilization?
The sun will rise. Don't you worry. Chocolate lava cake.
Fried ice cream. At that, when he says that, Lance Jack's mouth visibly starts to water, and he's like, oh, what I would do for some lava cake.
I just want to eat lava.
This is a crime against sweet-toothed hares everywhere. I guess we go with the moth and have a conversation.
The waitress would go back to waiting the tables. All right, and are you all gonna follow the moth?
Might as well.
All right, so the moth is going to float up the stairs and land on the lantern that is next to the door or next to a door. Put it that way.
When they turn to follow the moth and everyone has gotten up, he once again like puts his arm through Dio's character's arm and begins reminiscing about all the wonderful desserts that he's had in his life. He's like, desserts, sweet heavenly parcels of joy wrapped in pasty and pudding. I remember me first flan. I do. Nut custard with a dash of honey drizzle, and on and on and on.
She's looking at him through her yellow eyes. still rigid as he's touching her. She's like trying to push him away, but not aggressively doing so.
Oh, in my mind, it's like that really awkward, like trying to pull your arm like out from under someone that's fell asleep on your arm or whatever, where it's like trying to get away without being noticed.
You want to, you don't want to disturb or cause offense, but you're trying to leave. Yeah, I don't want to be here.
He pauses only momentarily amid of all these different desserts that he's enjoyed to look back and say, "You coming, Puddin'? We've got things to do. What?"
What is dessert?
It's Puddin' back.
What is dessert? He looks shocked. And he's like, well, there was that almond crumble back in the Abbey dining hall, layered so high, and then goes back into despair.
Okay. And as you make your way up the stairs following the moth, you'll notice is landed on a lantern outside of a closed door. And you will hear the same voice from before saying, "Your keys should work."
Currently conjoined with a taller rabbit, she attempts to unlock the door with a single hand.
Lance Jack would kindly let go of her arm. And so that in full function of unlocking the door or whatever. And he'd step back, but would still breathlessly be talking about all the wonderful desserts that he's enjoyed in his life because he missed this one opportunity to have dessert.
So again, straightens the sleeve and then unlocks the door. She'll kind of
And
lead the group in.
you open the door and you notice the room is a very spacious room. It's got 4 beds. It's one of the larger rooms in the tavern. There are 4 beds spaced out, basically one in each corner. A large window in the center of the room, and you'll notice the moth flutter in, and he will land on one of the bedside tables, and on that table is a sealed box, and on the box itself you will see the same sun that was on your letter.
Do you recognize this sun at all?
You wouldn't have seen it in your travels, but you might have heard about it.
You want me to roll like a intelligence check or something for that?
No, I'd say it's fairly common knowledge that it's associated with a almost like a almost like a deity, kind of. Someone that's very sacred in their position.
Lance Jack, after finishing his rant about desserts, and he will hear this and see them. It's like kind of looking at the sun, and he's like, "My dear moth voice that seems to be popping up in my head, What's with all the suns?
It is my symbol. I am the watcher, keeper of the Titan. But my power is weakening. And you can call me Saul.
Well, my dear Saul, no wonder you're weakening. They don't even serve a bally dessert around here.
Sia goes to the window to get a look of the town. And without looking towards the moth, speaks to the voice and says, "You said you have a job for us."
Yes. As my power has grown quite weak in my state, I am unable to check the seals. I was hoping that you, who have echoes of the adventurers who installed the seals, would be so kind as to check on them for me. I will pay you, of course.
How much pay?
Let's say 5,000 gold pieces.
And at that, she reacts as if that is an ungodly, like, kings earn that kind of money to her.
For the job that I ask of you. I wish I could give more.
Lance Jack at this point stops his caterwauling and his poking fun and making jokes as he's been doing, and he looks really serious for a moment. Or, well, the better question is this conversation private in her head, or is this something we're all hearing?
It's something that you're all hearing.
And yeah, she's asking the questions aloud.
Okay, so Lance Jack will get kind of quiet, and he'll be sitting there, and his face goes from his normal like half grin or half smile, he looks really serious, and he's kind of like leaning up against like opposite of the room, like up against the wall, maybe close to the door, and he goes, "Well, my dear moth or soul, I have something that's itching at the back of my mind, and something about the letter said something really ominous. What kind of danger are we dealing with the kind of gold you're offering here?"
The cold one, he must not wake. If he does, I fear it will spell the end of the world.
With all of the traveling she's done and reading over shoulders as a child, does she recognize this cold one that is mentioned?
You would have heard of the cold one mentioned, uh, probably in more historical texts. Uh, from ancient times. Well, not really ancient, but 700-800 years or so ago.
Considerably beyond living memory.
Right. Of a cold one that was a gigantic rock being that summoned ice upon the earth.
We just have to check seals, yes?
Yes, I'm afraid there are others who do not wish the same. Blowing in my ear.
Oh, sorry.
That completely derailed me.
I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting my mic is on my left side, and I'm fairly left-handed, so things tend to happen.
Oh, gotcha.
Lance Jack looks at Smo and he goes, "Aren't you supposed to be the what's it of the frozen who's it? Wouldn't you know something about coal?"
Well, the only thing I know that's cold is my feet. But yeah, I know all about it. I'm the champion of the frozen waste.
The land that uh, the Titan resides in is similar, but not the same.
"Well, old chap, judging from the underwear that you had exposed us to earlier, I think we're going to have to get something a little more fur-lined, eh?"
I've dealt with big ice rock elementals up in Alteric Valley whenever the Horde summoned it. This will be a piece of cake.
Question. And she
Yeah.
points to the pudding. Was this one an intended recipient?
Yes, he too carries the echo.
Echo.
Blood from warriors past.
"Well, you hear that, old bean? You're part of the team."
Have you given him a name?
Lance Jack smiles really big and he was like, "Not necessarily. He just reminds me of a black pudding."
Again, he just undulates aggressively.
You hear Lance Jack's stomach growl. He just got done eating all that, but it growls and he goes, "Oh dear, just your name alone has gotten me ready for the dessert that I always missed."
Sia just kind of like mumbles to herself about how these sort of individuals would never survive her life.
So, will you help me then?
Is that 5,000 gold collective or individual?
Each.
Each.
Lance Jack stands up at attention. His ears go rigid when he says when they say each, and he goes, "That's a lot of pudding, right, pudding?"
It's more than I can say no to.
When do I get my rested XP buff?
My dear, I think you are thinking you are somewhere you are not.
What do you mean?
This is not Azeroth.
Oh.
You,
Toto, we're not Nazaroth anymore.
God damn it.
oh, you, might also want to wear some clothes. They don't know you like that here. And most don't appreciate it.
Oh man.
The things he's saying make sense to you?
I know what he thinks.
Yeah, my character's going into an existential crisis right now.
This match is
He's
going to
just
the
zoning out.
fetal,
Oh,
fetal position in Azeroth.
oh, Smo, you're evil.
Smo was the night elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They blew up his tree anyway. You're fine.
No, he's a wood elf.
uh, Lance Jack, after they ask, "Well, will you help?" Lance Jack stands at attention and he goes, "Lance Jack Buckworthy, of the Fortress Patrols, at your service," and he salutes.
That's one of you.
She heaves a sigh and says, "Yes, I'll help."
Yeah, me too.
Okay. And, Puddin'?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You have been dubbed Puddin'.
You have.
The skill just undulates aggressively at this.
I'll take that as a yes. Uh, the first seal I would like you to check is in the south on an island. Duskwatch should get you there. Uh, and you would know that Duskwatch is one of the ports on the island, or the only port on the island. When you get to
So-
Duskwatch,
Okay.
when you get to Duskwatch, make your way east along the shores, where you will find a cave. And inside the cave is the seal.
What happens if one seal is broken? Hypothetically.
If one seal is broken, then the hold on the Titan will weaken. And we could very well see snow in August.
Is snow common in this climate?
Where you are now,
Yes.
there is none.
Sounds delightful. Sneeze.
Would be really
Go ahead.
convenient for snow cones and ice cream. He reminisces.
Are we to arrange our own transport?
It should be easy enough to find a vessel willing to take you.
And when do you want us to leave?
Time is of the essence.
It's the
I
first thing in
fear-
the morning?
Ideally, yes. But I fear they are tampering with it. Oh, I'm sitting here like I heard a thing. Oh, smoke killing me. Oh, in all the good ways.
Well, then, is it getting dark by this point?
It is dark by this
It
point.
is dark by this point. And it sounds to me like we need to get some rest.
I guess we get
Yes,
a bit of sleep.
It would do you well, and don't forget the box I have left for you. And then, roop. Light does not banish shadow. It binds it, so it cannot drown the world. And with that, the moth flutters off through the door.
But what's in the box?
Well, I'm happy you asked.
Like, as the thing is fluttering away, she's like, what's in there?
What's in the box?
Lance Jack makes an off comment about it being cake or some kind of delicious dessert in the box.
Okay. Inside the box. Are you gonna open the box?
She'll detect magic on it, and then depending on what she gets, she'll open it.
On the box itself, you do not detect anything. You do detect a faint hint of magic inside the box.
And it's just like magic. Let me tell what school it is. I don't remember.
I'm not sure. Um, brain fart.
I'm trying to pull it.
Spell is blocked.
Oh,
You learn the spell's School of Magic. It is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
Uh, the School of Magic would be. I'm not really sure. Let me let me check real quick. Check the list here.
When in doubt, it's probably evocation because they got rid of universal.
Um, Abjuration.
Ooh. She's mildly intrigued, so she'll open the box carefully.
All right, and inside the box, if I can find the right page, you find a healing kit. Something very common. You would know what it is. You also find a potion of healing. Uh,
Is it the same kind of potion of healing with the symbol on it, or is it just like a regular potion of healing? The apothecary mark.
Oh. We lost Wolf.
Oh.
Hold on.
Lost him. No guidance.
I'm not sorry to say, but I gotta get in bed. It's almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I think we lost our DM.
is it the?
Oh,
Yep,
you
bro.
good? Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, internet was crapping out on me for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it what?
Does it have the apothecary mark on it like the other one, or is this just a normal one?
No, this is just a normal potion of healing.
Okay.
The third item that you'll find in the box is a salve of some sort. You think you've heard of it. It's not really common. It's a jar of fragrant, warm red salve that glows faintly. And the fourth item that you find appears to be an old relic of sorts. It shines with a blue glow. Looks like runes on the stone. And you would be able to tell that is what the magic was coming from. And that's it in the box. Other than a note.
Is it a regular health potion?
Potion of healing, yeah.
While this is going on, Lance Jack has begun to undo the wraps on his paws that he normally has on. He leans his swagger stick to the side, and he starts to dress down, and he sit
Third item, it's a
and settle in.
he does what? He sits.
Yeah, he settles in for the evening. He basically dresses down and settles in.
Is there an empty vase anywhere in the room?
There would be one on the nightstand.
If you told me what the third item was, I didn't hear it.
Third item is the salve.
Oh, right. Yeah. Salve of red something.
Yeah, jar of fragrant, warm red salve that glows faintly.
The ooze just casually dumps in whatever contents what was in the vase out, sets it back down, and just.
Well, luckily that was just your drinking water. Do what?
As far as going to bed, Sia would pretty much just remove her belt, but like keep her robe on otherwise. That seems to be like the only clothing she owns.
Okay.
She doesn't have much for a backpack. Like she very, very much looks like she carries her entire life with her.
Right.